Apple's spring event has leaked, and according to rumors, it is shaping up to be, well, a little bit boring. Apple has yet to announce anything officially, but we've already sort of got their master plan for 2022. We're talking new iPhones, iPads, Macs, Apple Watches, AirPods, and of course,
one more thing.
But why is everybody talking about all these leaks and rumors? What is the big deal about Apple in 2022? In this video, let's break down the 6 biggest products launching from Apple this year and why the leaks might be totally wrong. Get ready, because everything is about to change. Now, in a perfect world, when Tim Cook walks on stage and says,
"Good morning, and thank you for joining us,"
we learn about new Apple products for the very first time. But of course, that's just not what happens these days. That's because months or even years before a moment like this
is iPhone 13 Pro.
You've got moments like this, countless leaks, rumors, and alleged renders and spy shots that seem to show off these top secret Apple products from every single angle. But sometimes the leaks are just plain wrong, and what we thought we were getting is not what actually launches. And look, I'll be the first to admit that I love covering Apple leaks and rumors. I love diving deep into the news, but these days, it is sort of tough to tell fact from fiction, and with Apple aggressively fighting back against leaks and leakers, what are you really supposed to believe? Now, of course, the leaks certainly do not always get it right, but they do give us sort of this inside access into Apple's strategy, what they're thinking, what they're planning, and even if only 70% of what is rumored right now turns out to be true, we are in for a huge year from Apple in 2022, and we're about to see some products launched that we have never seen before. So let's kick things off with some of the smaller announcements set for 2022 and then get into the bigger stuff and sort of break down the juicy leaks and rumors because there's some stuff here that isn't a whole lot to talk about. Specifically with this March event, rumor has it's happening on March 8th and will give us an all-new iPhone SE and a new iPad Air. Now the story here is short and sweet. According to multiple sources, multiple analysts, not a whole lot is expected to change with these two devices. No big design change, no big design refresh. Basically the design of these products will stay exactly the same on the outside for the most part, with some changes coming here on the inside with a new, more modern A-series chip, probably the A15 Bionic, 5G support coming to both of these devices, and then on the iPad Air, the front-facing camera on the iPad Air should be getting Apple's center stage technology that sort of automatically tracks you as you walk and talk across the room, whether you're on a FaceTime call or Zoom call. It's sort of nice to have. That is sort of one of the big parts to this March event, which is why many have been critical and said that this event is shaping up to be a little bit boring. There is not a whole lot here with the iPhone and the iPad, though the big story with this event could be new Macs. Rumor has it Apple could debut 3 new Macs at this event, and I've got some new information based on new leaks and rumors on those Macs, so I've got some stuff to talk about. But before we get into the details on that, we've got to first start with this. According to reports from John Prosser, Mark Gurman, Ming-Chi Kuo, and a number of other reputable publications and analysts, the iPhone 14 is getting a major redesign in 2022 with an all-new chassis, a new back, a new notch, and so much more. And the big highlight here is sort of twofold. One is the new iPhone 4-esque industrial design that just should look fantastic, and also the removal of the notch. Now, the notch has sort of been a point of contention amongst many different leaks and rumors. We've heard Apple was going to give us just a little hole punch, then they're going to give us a pill shaped. Now it looks like it's going to be a combination of a hole punch and a pill shape that looks very different, very unique, but of course very Apple, and should definitely make the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max stand out from the crowd as, well, an Apple product. Now you might remember one of the biggest leaks of 2021 was all about the return of Touch ID and Face ID, that you'd sort of have the best of both worlds on your iPhone 13 Pro phone. And this is a case where even though this rumor came from multiple credible sources, things didn't pan out. Now, this was an early rumor that did sort of fade as we got closer and closer to the event, so just goes to show things can certainly change the closer we get to September or October, but nevertheless, this was one rumor that we really thought would pan out, and it just didn't. So just sort of reminds you that you can't always believe everything you read or watch. But it looks like as of right now, the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max will have this new smaller notch that still gives you all the power of Face ID with a much smaller footprint on the screen. And I'm curious, what are your thoughts right now on this notch? If this is it for the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max, are you going with it or not? Do you like it or no? Let me know your thoughts on this new weird combo notch notch, hole punch, whatever Apple calls it, in the comments down below. But what's the big deal with these leaks? Why are people going gaga over the new iPhone 14? What's really so exciting? Well, if you put things into perspective and look at all the rumors, this is a big year of firsts for Apple. It's the first year we see a pretty significant redesign on the iPhone with the iPhone 14 chassis. It's the first time that Apple will seriously reduce the notch. We did get a slightly smaller notch on the 13, but does that really count? This is the first time the notch is seriously, rumor has it, supposed to be going away. It's also the first time that Apple is going to bump up the main camera from 12 megapixels to 48 megapixels, and also one of the first times that Apple is changing the form factors. We did get a form factor change with the 12 mini 2 years ago, but here with the 14 Max, this is the first time that we should be getting a larger screen, lower cost iPhone. One that gives you all the benefits of a large screen iPhone, minus the Pro features and the Pro price tag, which I think might be Apple sort of admitting they were wrong with the 13 mini and the 12 mini, and maybe giving a lot of people exactly what they wanted all along, and that is just a lower cost, bigger screen iPhone. But of course, as rumors tend to do, things will always change as we get closer to mass production and closer to the event. So a little asterisk here, as of right now, in February of 2022, that is what we know about the iPhone 14. And of course, as things change, I will, as always, report the latest to you. Another big product coming from Apple in 2022, and I think what will be a new product category and a new product trend for Apple moving forward, is new custom Apple silicon. Of course, the A series chips are nice, but now with the M series, we've got a whole new sort of product category to get excited about. We have the M1, the M1 Pro, and the M1 Max, and this year we should be getting at least a couple of new chips. The first and most obvious is the successor to the M1, and that is the M2. This is more powerful, it's more efficient. Rumor has it we might even be getting a tweaked version of the M1 Max, maybe a more max version going into an all-new iMac Pro, and then with the rumored redesigned Apple Mac Pro with the custom silicon launching sometime this year, that could also have a new chip. Maybe it's a more beefed up version of the M1 architecture, maybe it's the M2, maybe it's something totally different, but we could see at least a couple of new Apple chips launch this year. Could we see an M2 Pro and an M2 Max? Maybe, though that has not been rumored as of right now. At least what we know as of right now is that the M2 is definitely coming, and maybe coming a lot sooner than we originally thought. We might just see a new base MacBook Pro launching at this March event. Rumor has it this would be maybe an update to the 13-inch MacBook Pro that would have the same chassis, maybe even keep the same keyboard, same touch bar, same screen, but instead of the M1 inside, would have the M2. Now, this would be a little weird on one hand for Apple to launch the M2 in this sort of quote-unquote boring computer first, because it should be going in maybe new Mac Minis, it could be going in the new MacBook Air, the iPad Pro. This seems sort of like a weird way to launch it. Now, what would be much more exciting than that, and of course something I'd love to see personally, is an all-new Mac Mini. Again, this rumor is coming from multiple sources. Big thanks to John Prosser really for the first exclusive here on this new Mac Mini with an all-new redesign, this two-tone design, a great selection of ports on the back, and of course a lot of power on the inside. We should see, again according to rumors, an M1 Pro and an M1 Max option. So if you want sort of the power of the MacBook Pro in a small little desktop form factor, this is going to be it. And then there has been some speculation that maybe the Mac Mini also comes in an M2 variant as well. Getting back on topic though, let's get back to another reason why this spring event might be a little disappointing, and that is the lack of any significant Mac upgrades, specifically the iMac Pro and the all-new MacBook Air. Now, a couple of months ago, if you had asked the question of what was going to be at the spring event, these seemed like a done deal. iMac Pro and MacBook Air, they were definitely coming. They were both coming with some radical redesigns, maybe some new colors, some new processors inside. These are going to be some really great upgrades to two really beloved products. But again, according to leaks and rumors and multiple sources and analysts, according also to Ross Young, who has a currently 100% track record according to Apple Track, it looks like at least the iMac Pro and the MacBook Air are not going to be making their appearance at this spring event. The iMac Pro specifically, we probably will see it at June, maybe at WWDC, and then with the MacBook Air, there was speculation on maybe this was going to be delayed due to some M2 processor issues. Not exactly sure what specific reason is behind the delay of the M2 MacBook Air, but it looks like it's coming, but it might be coming sometime in the summer or maybe in the fall. We should see, of course, with this just a radical redesign, some new colors, a white accent color, the notch is going to be there, a mini LED display. Looks like the MacBook Air is going to get a significant upgrade and a great redesign, but it's probably not going to be making its way to the spring event, so you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer, a couple more weeks, or maybe, probably, a couple more months. But of course, in all fairness, I should mention that the leaks have gotten it wrong on multiple occasions, and maybe Apple surprises us all and debuts a new iMac Pro or the new MacBook Air. Apple, of course, is in control of their own destiny. They can do whatever they want to do. They can launch products when they want to. We can trust leaks and rumors as much as we want, and we can try to, sort of plan around those, but even the best, like Mark Gurman, can sometimes get it wrong. So not saying Mark is wrong this time, but wouldn't be surprised if Apple pulls out a special one more thing. What are your thoughts on all this? What are you most excited to see from Apple this year in 2022? Do you think the spring event is going to be exciting? Is it boring? Do you think that Apple just needs to maybe release some of these products via a press release and then save the event for the bigger stuff? Or do you think there's a good thing here to sort of do a mix of bigger updates and smaller updates? What are your thoughts about the spring event? What do you think we're gonna see on March 8th? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, what are your thoughts on leaks and rumors? Do you trust them? Do you believe them? Do you not believe them? Or are they just sort of here to hype up products for the sake of hype? Let me know your thoughts on all this stuff in the comments down below. We can discuss and to sort of get it into all of it together. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm Robert Rosenfeld from the Apple Circle, and I'll see you all in the next one.